Alright, welcome back to Sly 1 100% beginners-esque tutorial. Um, in the first part, I will link it down in the description, so if you missed that part, and I don't know why, if you're in a tutorial section, or a tutorial video, you're skipping the first part, but just in case you can't find it, I'll be linking the first part down in the description, and I'll also be linking the next part, the link to the third part, down below too. In the first part, we did all of World 1 except the Master Thief sprints, and then in this one, we're gonna be doing all of Hub 2, and getting the ability that we're gonna be needing to do the Master Thief sprints really, really fast. And it's kind of a pun, and you'll see why later. But jumping right into it here, the first level, Rocky Start, is really interesting. Very, very interesting level. So starting off, you're just going to come over here and hit these two bottles, and there's two ways to get across this. The fastest way is landing over here, and then double jumping around here to hit these. That jump can be kind of tricky though. Yeah, it's really... hit my headset. Anyway, that jump can be kind of tricky, so if you don't want to do that, I'm just going to load the game here. Just show off the other route, because I can't jump back and around without taking damage. If you don't want to mess around with that, which is completely understandable, you just want to jump on this, and then double jump around this one. This is a lot easier, a million times easier. So if you don't feel comfortable going that way, you can just do that and break these. It doesn't really matter which way you decide to do it. And then you're going to hit this bottle, come over here and hit this guy and break these two. Now, you can go up and around, but there's a long cutscene you have to watch. And you can just jump over here. Skip all that. So that's fun. You can jump down and break these two. I recommend killing this guy on your first pass through, just so you don't have to mess with him later. And then we're going to go out and around here and collect these bottles. Then from here, we're gonna just come back over here, jump up this. Now you want to make sure you have a charm to skip this cutscene up here. And if you don't have a charm and you need to get some extra coins, and you're at about 85, 90 coins, you want to jump up here and grab these. One of the last abilities that we got in Hub 1 was Coin Magnet, so just being close to coins automatically collects them. Now you can kill this guy, get whatever coins he drops. Kill this guy, this fence will break and he'll drop some coins, and the guy will, and these will. You're gonna come over here and you're gonna break these three bottles. Now, if you do this like this is gonna give you a really weird angle to do this cutscene skip. What I recommend doing is coming back here and getting yourself whatever your normal lineup is for this, and then doing the cutscene skip. If you don't have a normal lineup for it, you're just now learning the game, just jumping into 100%. There's a cutscene up there, and we're going to be running into it and triggering the cutscene and then sliding off the thing during the cutscene. So it's really difficult to explain this while I'm doing it, so I'm just going to showcase it and it's kind of do what I do kind of a thing. Don't do what I do. I want to make sure I show this off properly. So don't do any of this. If you fall down, just let it happen. There's a chance you'll get it as a backup. But I want to show this off the proper way, just in case. Anyway, like I said, get these bottles, come back, get your normal lineup, and then just jump up here and do the cutscenes. Now, if you want to make this a little bit safer, you can swing into this, you can like attack into it, and what that does is it preserves your speed for another few frames after you've triggered the cutscene, and you can kind of guarantee you'll slide off of this. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Just makes it a little bit easier. But don't like ruin your setup if you already have a setup to try to attack through it. There's no reason to do that. You're gonna make sure you grab those bottles, and then right outside here there's 2 to the right. So you should have 21. I'm gonna jump up here, do this like normal, grab these bottles instead of just ignoring them, and then we're gonna jump down here and grab this bottle. And this bottle is really sneaky, so you wanna make sure you get him. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can just jump out and around here and do that like that, or you can just hold up against this and do a quick double jump, and you'll climb up that, and then you're gonna come over here and grab these 3 bottles, and that should be 27. Then we're just gonna go through the level like normal. If this charm is here, you can grab it for safety. It's not required. There's 2 bottles there. Now you can get these bottles now, or you can get them later. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna break these. Again, there's a bottle over here to the left. You can get this bottle now, or you can get it later. I recommend getting it later, but you don't need to. You can get it now. You can get this bottle again now or later. Either way is fine. You can roll down that as well. Oh, what happened there? You can roll down that as well if you would like. Makes it go by a little bit faster, but it's also kind of finicky. And then there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can come over here and break these the first way through, and just kind of go around like that. You can just run up, kill this guy, break that, and then over there, break those, and then get these on the way back. I recommend just doing this. Coming over here, running up against that, swinging and breaking those, killing this dude, and then grabbing the key. This is what I recommend doing. It guarantees you won't forget any bottles. Now you don't have to unlock the door. I didn't go fast enough, but it doesn't matter. You're gonna grab those, and you're gonna be good to go. I'm gonna go through here, and just like we did in Stealthy Approach, we're gonna enter here, and instead of loading the game like we normally would in the other 2 categories, all we need is the warp point. So we're just gonna go right back through and enter the level backwards. Or enter the level from the exit. And from here, if you left the bottles over there, you want to make sure you grab them. If you left these bottles, you want to make sure you grab them now, because we won't be coming back through. And we're gonna do the level backwards. And this is when I'm grabbing this bottle. You don't need to. This guy is kind of weird. I would just be careful with him. Make sure he attacks before you run up to him. And then you're gonna jump up and grab these 3 bottles here. And if you didn't grab those bottles earlier, you want to grab those now. Otherwise, you can just jump down, grab this charm again if you would like. You don't need it. And then go over here and unlock this. So here, we're gonna input 3. We're gonna come over here and input 4. We're gonna input 1 and pause, get the autosave, and then we're gonna view map and go back to Mugshots Turf. And this will put us right to where we would have loaded in. Good, we want to be further in the level. We're gonna load the game to skip the cutscene that oh so graciously greets us. And then we're gonna jump down, kill this guy. Do this, you want to jump right before you would run into its spotlight. Alternatively, you can jump on this and then just double jump over and kill him, or you can just wait for him to turn around. Either way is fine. Then we're gonna roll, and we're gonna go over here. You don't want to roll uphill, but you can roll off of this and potentially get a cool bounce and get over here a little faster. But yeah, you don't have to. So right away, we're gonna load the game and skip this cutscene. And you want to be kind of mashing square here at the very beginning to shoot this gate as early as possible. And all of these guards spawn in the exact same spots. So just memorize their locations, and you can pre-fire them and kill them without Murray getting scared. There are some of them that Murray has to get scared, like that one. I'm pretty sure he always has to get scared. These 2 he always has to get scared. And you can shoot this to kill that guy, and then you can shoot this dude here. And what I recommend doing is I recommend shooting this a lot earlier before Murray crosses the bridge, but you can shoot it right now if you want, and just blow up all those. Because there'll be some guards over there that are kind of difficult to shoot. And if you hit the pipe things, you instantly kill Murray, and that's not good.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, so we're not going to touch any Master Thief sprints until after the entirety of Hub 2. I'll be getting into that a little bit later.
Getting pretty close.
Now, when Murray's at about halfway across this bridge, you want to pause the game, and you want to load, and let Murray run into the key, and that will skip the key animation, and then here you want to start mashing select, and as soon as the map prompt comes up, you're just going to go to Mugshot's Turf. And this is faster than watching the key animation and running like normal. Here, again, jump up, kill this guard, and then just use your roll ability. If you start to lose your momentum, just let go of roll, realign your angle, and then roll again. Another thing is you don't need to be holding it in a strictly one direction to use roll. That will be how you get your maximum speed, but you can do little curves, and you won't lose that much speed, and it will allow you to do things a little bit easier.
Nice job.
So from here,
Look out for those guards. Mugshot's
this guard cycle, this guard is random, depends on what the game's wanting to do. You know, change your strategies, your pathing to meet the demand. You don't have to grab that charm if you don't want to, but and I'm going a little bit faster here. Grab that charm if you want, and then jump up here, and then get to right about here, and then just jump down and kill these guys. And after you've killed those guys, you're gonna come over here, grab these 3 bottles, jump up, grab these 2 bottles, and then get this, and you should have 10. It's important to make sure you have 10 before you climb this. Because you're gonna get 11 from this guy, and then at this point you can't climb back up. Well, you can't climb back up. Make sure you have 11 before you jump down, and you're gonna jump down and kill this guy because he's gonna be a nuisance if you don't. And then there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can come around here to the right and break all the bottles like this. Break that one, jump up here, and then just roll through and break these like this. Alternatively, what you can do is you can jump down and kill this guy, and then you can roll up here, double jump up, and then break these bottles like this, come down, break this bottle, and then break that one, and then roll over here to this, and you're gonna break this one, and you're gonna break these 3, and I suggest trying as hard as you can not to trip the alarm until, you know, you get to the point where it doesn't matter anymore, because it will make your life a little obnoxious. This guy's cycle is not random. It's determined on how fast you do that other portion, because the guard is loaded here when you're over there. So you want to make sure you're paying attention and whatnot, because that'll determine which side you need to go on. I recommend jumping up and breaking this and collecting the coins from it, just because you have coin magnet, so it's just free coins. And here, if you do the roll correctly, and this will just come with timing. You always want to roll down this anyway. But if you can get the positioning correctly after you kill this guy, you can roll through, hit all the bottles, and then get a nice little roll, and keep it all the way to here. Otherwise, just let go, and then you just run through like normal. And I'm gonna be going through this area. Now you want to collect these 2 bottles, and then jump up here to this, and take these. Get all this stuff, and now these ones have alarms in them. It doesn't really matter if you trip one of these. It takes forever for the bad alarm, the red one, to come on that kills you, so it doesn't really matter. That's all the bottles over there. Now you should have 33. before you jump down here, and it's important because again, this is the point of no return. You can't come back unless you die. So you want to make sure you have 33 before you jump down here. And you can do whatever you want to do to get through these. You can jump over the lasers if you want. You know, do some cool jumps. Show off to your friends and all that stuff. You want to come up here. You want to grab these. And then you don't want to jump down to the roulette table. Don't do that. That's bad. You want to jump down here and you want to make sure you get this ability. This is a really important ability. If you're doing all the levels in the proper order of the route, this is where you're going to get the ability fast.
Okay, this page is from your hyperactive ancestor B.F. Cooper. He discovered a way to speed up the clock. Perfect for those long stakeouts. Just hold down the triangle button to use it.
Alright. Now this is where I was talking about earlier that you need to learn how to use the claw grip. So in order to use fast, you have to hold down the triangle button the entire time you're using it. And this makes the game go twice the speed. So everything from here on is going to be twice as fast, so long as you have the ability to use, you know, fast. Everything. So sly running, the roulette wheels, you can see them. Not fast, fast, not fast, fast. Everything is going to go twice as fast from here on, so long as, like I said, you can use the ability. And it only works if you're holding down triangle. And if you're trying to hold it down with your thumb, you know, you can hold it down with your thumb and, you know, use like the part with like your knuckle and use that to jump, and then use like the circle buttons and things like that. But it's really hard, and you know, trying to attack and things like that, it's really tough. So I honestly just recommend learning how to use the claw grip, which, like I said earlier, is holding down the triangle button with your index finger and playing that way. From here, before you jump down into this table, you're gonna want to make sure you equip roll, which at this point, when fast is auto-equipped, roll should be two to the right, and the right trigger alternates your ability to the right, so you'll hit R2 twice, and that should equip roll. And then you're gonna jump down here, and the reason why we want roll for this portion is when we have roll, we can just roll over this way instead of having to go all the way around like that. And we're gonna just collect this key and exit the level. From here, you're gonna want to equip roll again, or you want to equip fast. And since you're on roll, you just need to hit L2 twice, and that will equip roll or fast, and you can just run over here. And I recommend jumping on this portion of the rock and jumping up here like this. It's a lot easier, especially if you're holding down fast the whole time. It makes this go by a lot faster. And like I said, makes guards go by twice as fast too. So fast is really good. Really good.
Hurry, what's going on down there?
Well, I drove to this hot dog stand for a quick snack. And the
Now
next thing you
here,
know, I'm
this
getting
is just a
challenged
race.
to a
There's
race
not
by
too much to this.
dogs.
You in it for the winner?
Yeah.
Make sure you don't get
Time to run the track.
body blocked
It's all
by
you
the
do.
by the dogs.
Strike the band with the left and
Grab
right.
boosts when you can.
Once you pick up any natural
Um,
power-ups, you can get a boost
Generally, I don't like
square
using the
button.
boost
Go get 'em.
when you're taking a ramp. There's a couple exceptions to that. One of which being not this first boost, but the second boost. It's right here. And I only recommend if you get this boost, boosting right here to cut this corner on the first lap. Otherwise, don't use boost in the air. You can boost on this one too, and that's because you will land on a sloped down surface, so you won't lose any momentum when you land on the ground. Otherwise, just grab boost and use them when you get them. And take the quickest lines, you know, make sure you're cutting corners, but not too much. All that jazz. You don't need to focus too hard on passing a dog. You know, make sure you're not wasting time when you try to pass a dog. That's not good. And if you want, you can also like, you know, load up on a couple of boosts like this and use that to overtake a dog if you need to. A little bit easier. And once you're in first place, you just grab a boost whenever you want. I don't recommend going out of your way to grab a boost because they don't give you a big enough speed increase. Grab them at all times. You know, go out of your way. Like if I went all the way over there to get that, I had to cut back across still, and it doesn't make up for having to go out of your way to get them. But when they're in your way, there's no reason not to. This last boost, don't use it right away on the third lap. You're gonna boost off of this into the cutscene, and this is the last exception. Boosting into this cutscene gives you a little bit of extra speed, and Murray slows down during the cutscene, so if you're going a little bit faster when you enter it, he slows down slower to his normal speed, so it's a few frames, maybe, but I mean, you know, why not? So here is really interesting. This is where your route can kind of divulge, depending on what you want to do. So I'm gonna explain the fastest way of doing this, and then this is the first time and the only time that playing on PAL will ever affect you for 100%. And it only really loses like 10, maybe 15 seconds playing on PAL. So if you want to be playing on a PAL PS2, you only lose about 15 seconds to NTSC PS2. So 100% is definitely a category for everyone. And that's one of the things I like about it. So if you're playing on NTSC and you want to do the catapult, this is what's going to happen. You're going to come over here, jump on this, and jump down and kill the guard. It's important that you jump on that, otherwise he will shoot you before you can get down to him, or you can just wait. From here, you're going to come up here, and you're going to do the catapult. Now, I recommend, for any of these tricks with extremely precise setups, that you don't use fast. And I'm not going to go over a setup for the catapult. I did that in my other tutorials. If you want a tutorial on how to do the catapult, you can go and look up one of the other tutorials. However, this is a thing that you can do. And what this will allow you to do is jump up here and get to straight to the top from out of bounds. You're just going to come over here and you're just going to jump straight down here, and this will take you to straight to the top. And I would show that off, but I don't want to fall down. I want to stay out of bounds. But just know that straight to the top is right here. You're just going to jump out and then jump right back in bounds, and you'll be good to go. If you are on NTSC and you don't want to do the catapult, or you are on PAL, what you'll do is you can come down and kill this guard if you want. You don't have to. And you're going to come over here, and you're going to unlock this little car thing here. And you're going to break this, and you'll be good to go. From here, you're just going to enter the level like normal. I'm doing it fast. Now, you don't want to kill these guys, because killing them is bad. And then you're going to come up here to the left, you're going to jump on this mattress, and you're going to be right here for straight to the top. Now, up there is where I was at, out of bounds, so jump down, and then just jump into the level trigger here. Otherwise, this is the other way to do it, and, you know, if you don't want to do the catapult, this is how you're going to do it. And if you're playing on PAL, this is how you're going to do it. And, you know, like you saw there, all I did was unlock that, and then just run over here to the left. It's not that much time. So, honestly, whichever one you would prefer to do, is perfectly acceptable. And we're just gonna come in here and go do straight to the top. Now there's a myriad of ways to do this level. You're gonna start off by jumping over here, getting that bottle, and then you can either jump up here and do this, or if you want to be a little bit safer, you can jump over here to the right and do this. And you're gonna grab this bottle. From here, you're gonna jump over and come get these 4 bottles down here. And then I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna jump on this tire wheel. Then I'm gonna jump out and mash circle and grab onto this G. And from here, we're gonna get out of, not out of bounds, we're gonna get up here. And then from here, you can come over here and collect this bottle now. Grab these, and then come back over here. And then come over here, kill this dog, and then collect these bottles like this. You're gonna drop that, and that's gonna start dropping bottles over time, and you're gonna come over and grab these while you're waiting. Excuse me. Then grab these, and you're gonna come over here. There's one more bottle over on this side. Kill this guy, grab these 2 bottles, grab this last bottle, and then from here, you're gonna jump onto this, double jump and grab onto this, and wait for it to kind of come back up, and then jump over here to the T, and you're good to go from here. Now, the other way you can do this, if you would like, you can, like I said, you jump up from here on from the G, and you can come over here, you can grab this bottle, grab these 2, and then you can just run over here and grab this bottle, grab these 2 and kill this idiot. Come over here, grab this bottle, come over here, latch onto this and spawn the bottles, kill this guy, and then run over here and grab these while the bottles are spawning, and grab the 2 here, grab all of these, and then you just come right back over here and do the exact same thing. That's a little bit slower, but it's an alternative way to do it. But it is a little bit slower, so I recommend doing it the other way. But it doesn't matter, whichever way you prefer to do it. From here, we're gonna jump out and over, grab these 2, and then we're gonna start climbing this. Now, it's important to note, you should have 28 when you get up here, and start to go across here. It doesn't realistically matter. If you do miss a bottle, it's not that big of a deal. You can hit this checkpoint, go get the bottles, and then just die and come back up here. From here, you're gonna double jump up here to grab this bottle. This jump is a little tricky, so it can be a little bit obnoxious. So if you want, you come over here and kill this guy, and then get on top of this, and, you know, do some wonky platforming, jump up here and grab these bottles first, and then jump down and get this bottle. But, you know, it's really just up to you, whatever you want to do. From here, we're gonna jump down and come over here and get these bottles, and we're good to go. Grab these 2, and then we're gonna come up here and just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any. I don't think I am. We're gonna come up here and grab this, and we're gonna jump on top of this building. Now, the reason why we're doing this, instead of just getting on top of this part, is there's a line of, like, there's some dialogue that plays when you run through here, and it plays all the way up until you get to, like, right about here, and that's when it finally stops. And during that entire time, you can't use the fast ability. So what we do instead is we do that jump, and then we jump up here, grab this, and come up here and do that. Yeah, you can talk about feedback, and you can even ask questions about, like, 100% in the route and stuff if you would like. I think I missed some bottles somewhere. Yeah, I missed 2 bottles somewhere. This is awkward. Oh, I know where I missed them. Yeah, whatever. Probably down over here. Oh, yeah, they're right here. These bottles. People probably been screaming at me this whole time. So when you grab... Alright, so going back to the start. You want to grab these bottles. And then come over here, and before you jump up, you want to grab these 2 bottles. I do a completely different route for this level that gets these bottles and then does a different trick that's pretty difficult that I would recommend you don't do. Yes, I'm just an idiot. This G is not this low normally. That's why I recommended jumping on this and then jumping up and over here. Yeah. There you go. There's those last 2 bottles. My mistake. Me forgetting bottles in a tutorial. Alright. Now we're back on track. Again, like I said, there is that little video over there, or that little dialogue over there, so I don't want to trigger that. I want to be using fast. So. Alright. We're back on track. I thought my bottle count was looking pretty bad. It was looking wonky. Should be at 37 now. Yeah. Okay. Alright, moving on. I'm gonna grab this bottle right here. These things here, so one thing to note that is a little bit obnoxious is sometimes when you hit a breakable object before Sly would hit a bottle, his cane will just go through the bottle, so make sure you swing a couple times at a bottle if it's near things. That way you guarantee that you grab the bottle. You're gonna grab that one, grab this one, and you're gonna grab this. And then we're gonna just unlock this vault and watch the thing.
You found the blueprints for Mugshots additions to Mesa City.
Mesa
With
City.
these files, I'll be able to help you find all his clues and breakables. Just look through your binocucom to get the information.
Alright. Now we've done that, we're gonna drop down here. And we're gonna cutscene to unlock the key. What? I've never seen that happen before. Normally, you stay on the wrecking ball, and you just drop down and hit the key, but for some reason I fell off the thing over here. That's cool. I've never seen that before. Normally, you should land right about here, and then you'll just jump over and grab the key and exit level. That's crazy. Okay then. From here, you're gonna jump and get to that, and then jump down here. That can be a little risky, so if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. Alternatively, you can, just jump from spire to spire up to this, and then jump down. But, either way. And then we're gonna jump over here. I'm gonna wait for this guy to do his little roundabout. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna whack him and enter 2 to tango. Now here, you can jump out and around here to the right and skip a little bit of dialogue from Bentley and use fast this whole way through. But this is kind of really difficult to do with fast and doesn't really save that much time. So I recommend just jumping up, triggering Bentley, and collecting these bottles, jumping up here, collecting these bottles, kill this guy, and then jump over here. And we got a cutscene with Carmelita.
Look who just walked into my crosshairs. Sly Cooper.
About time you showed up, Miss Fox. Was getting worried about you. Thought you took a wrong turn somewhere back in Paris.
The only one making wrong turns is you, Sly. I'd suggest you surrender before I paralyze you with my good friend, the shock pistol.
Now see, a girl whose best friend's a firearm's got issues.
I agree, Sly.
Dinner, little dancing. I think I can help you out.
Sounds romantic. As long as you don't mind dining in jail.
Nah, I hear the service is lousy.
Once I catch you, you'll know for yourself.
Alright. Now here, you want to make sure that before you move on to a segment, you have all the bottles. So you should always have 11 when you leave this first rooftop. Here, there are 4 more bottles to collect, giving you 15. There are no bottles on these rooftops. Next is 3 bottles down here. And there are 2 bottles over here. And then up here, there is another bottle. Now at this point, you want to make sure that you have 21 bottles. If you do not have 21 bottles, you cannot go backwards, but you can still die and get sent back to the beginning and grab any bottles you might have missed. If you are at 21, just go ahead and jump down, continue the level. There are 2 over here, there's 1 up here, and then 2 in this corner, and that should give you 26. And from here, the last 4 bottles are really simple. There's 2 over here behind this guy, and there are 2 over here in front of this guy. Now, if you jump here and land on this spot, he doesn't just think to shoot you right away. His AI tells him he needs to run over here to shoot you for some reason. So you can land here and then just run up and hit him and then jump up and kill these. The way the game wants you to do that is it wants you to come over here, kill this guy, and then jump up here. And, I mean, you can do this if you want, but it's just outright slower, and, you know, the strat isn't that hard, so. Once again, we have to watch this. Unfortunately, some of the vaults we just cannot skip. There's just not a fast way to do it. I mean, there's fast ways to skip them, but the alternative is running through the entire level again, so. It's just how it has to be. Here, I come up here, and we're gonna get right here on this one. And from this one, we are gonna run, and we are gonna jump and kind of hold towards this ladder. Now our camera's gonna be like this, so you're gonna be holding the correct angle to go up and towards the ladder. You want to be not like running directly towards this, because it's not gonna work. You want to be jumping out a little bit to like out and away from the ladder, and then jump back towards it, so something kind of like this. And that should let you onto the ladder and will skip all the platforming down below. And again, you can do that while using fast, but just don't. Not only is it harder, but with fast it has a chance to fail, and nothing sucks worse than a strat failing because you're going too fast. From here, we're gonna come up here and make our way over to Back Alley Heist. Now, Back Alley Heist, what I recommend you do for this first corner is that you jump around it. And what that should do is it should put this guy on a cycle or an attack pattern where he's just now reaching the outskirts of this thing. You can just jump down and kill him and not have to worry about it. Make sure you grab these 2 bottles and then jump up and hit these. One thing to note, all of these awnings, you can hit them from below where they're supposed to be at. So you can grab them, hit them lower, and, you know, get extra height sooner if you would like. But otherwise, you want to just do that. I recommend not using fast. To do this part, you want to jump up on this, and then double jump up and hit that one. And then from here, you can go back to using fast if you would like. Jump up and over here. And then from here, we're going to drop down, kill this guy, and we're going to land on the air conditioning unit. And while we're in the air, we're going to attack, break the bottle, and then start mashing circle to latch onto the ladder. Like so. If you can't do that, you're going to come up here, kill this guy, and get these 2 bottles. And from here, you're just going to jump over and break the bottle like that. Not that much slower. But, you know, it doesn't lose any time to go for the strat, so might as well go for it. Give it a shot. If you can't get it, can't get it. Up here. Make sure you don't forget these bottles. I've forgotten these bottles far too many times. Make sure you get those. And then there's a bottle on each of these little bulldog statue things. And this is 15. Now, there's this whole little section here with a bunch of, you know, slow nonsense you have to do. You can just drop down and skip all that if you would like. This strat is kind of difficult. How I do it is I get in about this position, and then I double jump up, and then as I push to do the second jump, I push forward, and I'm trying to hit this awning from the bottom. Like this, and then that puts me up here. If you don't want to do this, you can just do this. If you don't want to do that jump, you can just do this the casual way. It's not that much slower, especially when you have fast, to just do this the slow way. But, you know, it is the slow way, and we like to be fast, so why not be fast? Here, these bottles are kind of weird. You just make sure you grab all the bottles. There are 5 of them, so make sure you get all of them. And then, in this section, when you're starting out, I would recommend not using fast. And what you're going to do is you're just going to alternate. So when you land on this first one, you're going to hold right. Halfway through, press square to break the bottle. Then you're going to hold left, bottle, hold right, bottle. So like this. That will break all of them. Guaranteed. You want to make sure that you don't miss any of them. If you're going to miss one of them, missing the topmost one loses you the least time. And I'll show you why in a second. There are 3 more bottles down here on the bottom floor. There are, there's 1 more bottle here, and then there are 2 in this corner. Kind of important to pay attention to your coin count here. And this is where me not having editing skills is gonna kind of screw me here. Because I could just display a graphic with how this works, and I don't know how to do that. So I'll just have to explain it. So when you're doing this part, you want to be looking at your coin count as you're climbing this, and seeing where you're at, so you can break other objects and things like that. So if you're at like 40 to 50 coins when you're down here, you want to break some extra objects. You want to break these and things like that as you're coming up. And then when you get up here, you want to check. So if your coin count is between 55 and 75, you are good to go. You want to just stay right there and not collect anymore. You stay in that little bubble. I would recommend, if you're under 55, getting up to 55 to 60, somewhere around there. But being in that bubble is where you want to be at. That's your first bubble. Now, your second bubble that you can be at is 94 or higher, up to 99. So, both of those coin counts are the 2 coin counts you want to be at. So 55 to 75, I'm at 67. Or 94 to 99. And that will be important for something that I will explain in the third part of the tutorial series. It's not important for this one, but I just want to point out that this is where you want to make sure your coin count is one of those 2 numbers. If it's not one of those 2 numbers, don't go out of your way to make it. You know, if you're at 20 coins, alright, whatever, you're at 20 coins. Just leave it. It's not that big of a deal. But, you know, if you're only 5 or 6 away from one of those 2 things, then I would recommend trying to get to one of those 2 goals. And again, just one last time, write it down if you want 55 coins to 75 coins, or 94 to 99. That'll be the last time that I point that out. From here, if you missed this topmost bottle, you can double jump off of this and whack that one still. Otherwise, or rather, I'm wrong. The topmost one is the only one you cannot hit. You can hit the middle and you can hit the last one from jumping up here, but you can't hit the top one because it's too far away. but you can grab the other 2 bottles if you miss them. So make sure you don't miss the top one. Otherwise, the only way to get that bottle again is to just straight up die and then, you know, run all the way back over here, and that's no good because the air conditioning units do not respawn. From here, you might notice we have 29 bottles. That's because the last one is down here. We're just gonna grab that, come back up here, and unlock the vaults. It is, so I guess another thing to note, if your number is 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's better... Oh, hold on, what Bailey? Okay. If your number is 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's faster to hold up, obviously. Get to one of those numbers. If your number is 6, 7, 8, or 9, it's faster to hold down and do that. 5 breaks even either way. And you can use the directional buttons to go left and right, or up and down. You can also do that with the analog stick, or you can do it with the face buttons. This is something that I should have went over in the first video, but I'm pretty sure people will figure this out by now. But you can also use the face buttons. You can do triangle and X to go up and down, or you can go circle and square to go left and right. It's honestly just preference. None of them is faster than the other, so it's mainly just what you want to do, what you're more comfortable with.
Aha! It's Sir Andrew Cooper's thief replica technique. He used to make fake stand-ups of himself to confuse guards into attacking the wrong thing. Use the triangle button to put together a fake Sly Cooper.
Okay. So, it's gonna auto-equip decoy here. So you're gonna hit left trigger, or L2 rather, to re-equip fast, and then you're gonna just jump down, and you can skip these circle things by just, you know, holding the angle correctly. You're gonna hit the thing and exit level. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. The qualms of making a live tutorial. So from here, there are 2 things you can do. If you are comfortable doing the mugshot catapult, the mugshot hub skip, you can just jump out over here and get out of bounds and proceed to do the setup for the hub skip. If you are not comfortable doing that, or you just don't feel like doing that and 100%, or you don't have a charm to do it, you can just jump down right here and then come and unlock the door the normal way. This doesn't lose more than 10 seconds, I would say. So, you know, if you want to just do this, you can just do this. Important to make sure, or it's important to make sure that, again, you don't kill either of these guys. And if you killed them earlier, that you hug this left side here to skip the cutscene. That way you don't, you know, spawn, or you don't run into the cutscene trigger. And then again, gonna reset the game to skip the cutscene. And we're gonna go in here and we're gonna fight the mugshot boss mugshot, whatever. Same thing. And that will be the end of part 2 of the tutorial. And since this, like I said, is more of a beginner's 100% guide, and less of just beginner's guide in general, I'm not gonna explain the trick that I'm gonna do at the end of this called chandelier jump. Okay, so what I do recommend doing here, you can use fast for this boss fight. You can use fast during the boss fight. I recommend not doing it when you're just starting out. I've done this hundreds of times. I know, you know, the cues and things like that. But even, you know, the boss fight is fast when you use fast. He shoots quicker, he moves quicker. You have to react quicker. All those things all stay the same. So I would actually recommend, even if you've played the game a whole bunch before, to just not do these boss fights with fast. Just to be safe. There's no reason to do it. I was doing it there because I'm just so used to doing that. But I would recommend just doing this like normal. You are going to lose a pretty significant amount of time because, you know, like I said, playing the game twice fast is just crazy. Like if doing all these, you know, doing the running for these 2 portions takes 20 seconds without fast, that's 10 with fast. And, you know, that's 10 full seconds you lost. But there's no reason to do it. And in this 3rd phase, I definitely do not recommend using fast. You can if you want, but I don't even do it. The chandelier jump is kind of tricky, like you just saw there. I messed it up, and I wasn't even using fast, so. Just go through the boss fight at your own pace. If you want to practice, you know, running through the boss fight with fast, you can, but I wouldn't do that. And I would also especially not recommend you use fast if you don't know how to do the claw grip, because you have to jump and attack during this fight a lot. So holding down fast with your thumb and trying to do all that with just your thumb is really challenging. So I would recommend against using fast in the boss fight when you're just learning. And again, if you're just learning the game, don't do this. Just play the game casually. Let him shoot, hit the mirror, jump to the next mirror, let him shoot, hit the mirror, rinse, repeat for all 6 mirrors. But I'm pretty sure that the majority of the people watching this are going to be people that have already ran the game before. So I don't have to worry about, you know, doing that. You hit this last mirror, load the game to skip it, skip the end cutscene, and then that is going to be the end of part 2. And from here, I will start off and I'll kind of explain why the coin counts matter, but that'll be part 3. Like I said, this is the end of part 2. If I went back to the hideout, you would see that I had all 7 treasure keys collected, like you can see here on the map. And then I have all of the vaults collected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All 5 of the vaults collected. And in the next part, I'm going to be covering all of the Master Thief sprints in World 2 and all of the Master Thief sprints in World 1. And I'll be going over the safest, easiest ways to do these to guarantee that nothing goes wrong. Like I said, they're not difficult unless you make them difficult. These sprints are really easy and really simple, and I'm gonna drive this point home as much as I humanly can. That these sprints are not that hard. They are, but they're not. You know what I mean? In the speedrun, real nice and simple. Dying in them obviously does lose a lot of time, but you know, you can do things to make them safer. Yeah, don't be scared. They look scary, they feel scary. You probably didn't do them when you're playing the game casually because you hated them. I promise, they're all good. I'm gonna probably start the 3rd part of the video explaining that again. Doesn't matter. I want to make sure that you guys know and understand that 100% isn't scary just because you have to do some stupid thief sprints. You know what I mean? But yeah, so again, this is the end of part 2. Part 1 is linked down below just in case, and part 3 will definitely be linked down below. And that's that. See you guys in the next part.